Hola.
¿Qué
¿Cómo
tal?
estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Bien.
¿Qué?
Ciao. Ni hao.
Right now I use noche.
We're
Hey.
here. We're back for another episode of Horror with Search 30. Chuck was good. How's it going?
Programa de Sturdy de Terror.
Yo, by the way, how did Chuck join in before we started? That comment was there way before you went live.
Probably commented because it's up, so probably commented ahead of time, right before, you know. But what's good? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing?
Hey.
Good.
As you guys can see, we are discussing a body horror film tonight, The Substance. And, well, I'll tell you guys a little later. I got some fun stuff. I'll tell you guys later. Some stuff I watched, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
I got notes for this shit.
But how's everybody doing tonight? How are you guys all doing?
Doing good, man. I watched same thing as you. I'll talk about it later, but I watched a few movies today.
I'll bring that up, James. Don't even worry.
Had a good day. Nice relaxing.
Yeah, worked. Got to watch a movie, and then got to watch this later on in the day, which we'll get to it. we'll definitely get to this one. But how's it going, Trevor? How's it going, Gamer?
It's going well. I want to thank you for giving me an opportunity to get off my ass and watch a movie I've wanted to see for a year. And thank you, because it was pretty damn good. So
yeah, and it's funny you say that, Trevor, because with this movie here, it was one of those movies that I've been meaning to watch and kept forgetting to watch, and I'm like, you know what? I know this. I can't remember if this came out last year or like the tail end of 2024.
24,
but it either came out early last year or
24.
At the end of 24. Yeah, it did. 2024. So I was like, since then I've been meaning to watch the movie and didn't think about I didn't review it, obviously. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm doing 2025 horror movies this year. So I might as well throw this one on there so I can finally freaking watch it. And I'll tell you guys this, I am glad I freaking watched this movie. Body horror is a thing.
How you doing, Gamer?
I'm chilling. I'm excited for this one. I told Sturdy it's going to be a good one because me and my lady found this one as just like a random pick one day. We were just like, let's just find something. And she was like, what's the substance? Click. You know what I mean? So it just went on and we were just like, nice. And we were talking about it for days amongst ourselves. You know, we went over to my cousin's house and just like, yo, what you guys been up to? Oh, we've been watching TV. Oh, have you seen this series? Yo, have you guys seen The Substance? And it just still, I was on with you guys and mentioned it, and I still mention it to people in passing.
Nice.
Yeah, this was definitely one of those. And Gamer, just because of the I could see why you liked it, why you enjoyed it, I guess because the story of it and stuff, but the gore is what has me surprised that you actually liked it.
Yeah, no. It was so much.
I didn't think it was overly done, and
Dude, there's a garden hose.
Yeah, I know. She splits in half. You only see it like 2 or 3 times, but either way. The story was the main driving point of this and like the psyche part of it. So that's why
I got you.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, it's
like celebrities. It's like making fun of Hollywood.
Well,
I won't even say just that,
right?
just people in general that to where, which, I mean, I guess we could dive into it. Their looks are more important to them than anything else in the world. So I can't say just celebrities because there's people that are.
No, I'm saying the story because she's famous. I was like, they're making fun of Hollywood.
But I mean, a lot of people try to live off of their looks forever.
Yeah, it's a human thing. Yeah, humans since the beginning of time have been trying to figure out how to live forever.
Really quick, I think this is a true story. Someone better go investigate Madonna.
This guy. Oh my gosh, James!
Or to have a second chance at life.
With that said, though, James, what is your
really? Do you really? Okay, my rating?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Type thing, but especially towards the end where it ramped up, I'm going to give this one. I was going to give it an 8.5, but I'm going to give it an 8. There's a reason why I dropped a half a point.
It's not Fellini level.
Got an 8. It's a good movie.
How about you, Trevor? What do you give this movie?
Oh, a solid 9.
Okay.
It really lived up to all the hype. I'll be honest, at one point, we can talk about this later, I thought it went on a little too long. But if you really start digging into the history of body horror, so many references that just, yeah, it was gloriously as absurd as the most absurd David Cronenberg. And I don't say that lightly.
True.
Nice. How about you, Gamer?
I'm right in between both of them. This is a solid 8.5 for me.
8.5.
Yep.
I think I'm about there with you, Gamer. I had a good time with this movie. It's I every time I see a body horror movie, I forget that I like body horror. Every single time, because it's not something you see often. It's not something I watch like all the time. You know what I mean? I don't watch it a lot, but when I do see it, and then when you have a story like this one where it's a lot of, she obviously has a lot of insecurities, especially the scene where, which I'm just going to dive into it. She ends up going into the men's room. Elizabeth, I believe her name was at the time. She ends up using the men's room, and she's in the stall or whatever. And she overhears like the head guy, her boss, I would say, talking about her, and pretty much talking about how she needs to be replaced. She's old. She's 50. She doesn't look beautiful anymore. This, that, and the third. And of course, that already having the insecurities she had, that hearing that didn't help anything. And they fucking takes a it takes a little bit, but it takes a turn from there. I do agree with you, Trevor. Maybe not necessarily with this build-up part of it, because you do kind of need that. But this movie did drag on for.
I'm going to tell you what. The half the point I dropped, there's a reason for that. It dragged on. So it was the overdone exercising. There was like 15 minutes of showing the fucking exercise video. I'm like, what's going on here? I was like, if you cut that out, this movie would be a what, hour and a half?
Actually, I'm going to defend that for the director in the fact that this movie kind of exists somewhere roughly between 1989 and 1994. And you see the progression there from when Elizabeth Sparkle is at the top of her game, totally doing a Jane Fonda, and, well, guy named Harvey, who has a lot of power, Weinstein, comes along and is just like, she's too old. We need to find a younger one. And this is not just a film that delves into self-hate and delves into how much a history of advertising and what we've depicted as a patriarchy as beautiful. It doesn't touch the levels of just really awesome. I mean, even just as a fan of the genre, I brought up David Cronenberg. Pretty much everybody will point to him as the granddaddy of body horror. And this definitely took elements of Scanners. It definitely took elements.
Chanting.
Exactly.
Shunting?
The shunting, that's it. The shunting.
What's that? What's that
I
movie
said the
called?
shunting. What?
What's that movie called? The shunt, where the shunting happens.
It's called The Shunting. Isn't it?
No. Shunting happens. Is that what it's called?
No. Are you playing game? I'm playing on words here. What the fuck are you talking about? Something happens. Shunting happens. What the fuck's going on here?
Well, the last one I'll bring up with Cronenberg, I'm sorry, is there's a lot of influence from, if you loved the remake of The Fly, you saw a lot of that in this film.
Yeah, that's it. Yep.
Also, another influence that I actually was surprised that it didn't go even further and even more beyond and take, flight from the original Japanese body horror Tetsuo body hammer. But this film has a lot of connections with that film. That film literally starts by somebody being convinced to implant metal into their skin. This is a situation that it's more, advertised in secret club and it's medical, but it 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 reminded me so much of Tetsuo in this obsession of wanting to other yourself. And the really frightening thing, and that's what I was getting to before I apologize,
Oh, you're good.
is it's not just about what society has made people, specifically females, feel about themselves, but it's so bad. Now, look at that ballpark time period that I painted, but the other self, the better self, in which that is how it's told to her when she uses that stick in the TV, is such a horrible person that they will do everything to just suck the other one of themselves dry. Imagine waking up and understanding that at the core you're that horrible a human, but that is because of what society has told you, what you should do and how far you should take it. And that was really some of the frightening shit. Like the end, that was just glorious, like Brian Yoon's Society amazingness. But,
because Trevor, because you mentioned all these movies that are connected, there is a scene that this movie popped in my head all the fucking automatically. Aaron, I hope you caught it. Is when she put the paper picture of herself and the guy let her in, like Thanksgiving. Turkey. It was a super glue fucking cutout face. And he was like, finally, come on, get in here.
Because the turkey wore the girl's dad's face. But the movie that we were talking about, it was called, the movie which Trevor did mention, Society is what the title is called.
Society, that's it.
Yes, which is also gloriously disgusting.
Yeah,
and so there's a scene towards the end of this film, like once they become one pretty much, which they were already one, but once they become one physically,
she's multiplied beyond.
Yes.
Like
this
stuff isn't like milk and like aliens like to drink it in Alien Nation. You let this stuff sit around a couple months, it goes real bad.
Oh, it goes terrible. But that's what made me think of the Society movie. It made me think of Shunting.
Yeah.
Was that? Well, it was like a big ball of just
big blob,
wildness.
Amoeba sex blob of very rich people.
I'll throw this in the comedy category.
Oh yeah, Society is a biting societal satire. It's Yunza at his very best. And it's also like presented as a dumb teen movie, which is what makes the ending so amazing.
When she's old and she's looking in the mirror and her fucking tits laying across her forearm, the drag, like one that hangs, like the old lady tit. I started laughing on that. By the way, she kind of looked like the Pearl from X.
Some parts, yeah, maybe the head more so.
Yeah, the head. That's what I was getting. Yeah, the head. And the long tits.
And I was, what I was thinking of is it was chapter 2, I believe.
That's right.
When Bev is getting chased in her old house by the old lady, remember she gets like real giant, has a long tits just swinging like this. Exactly. That's what that made me think of as well.
Well, you mentioned the monster. Okay, no, we can't say that because that's what the audience automatically says. The braveness of Elizabeth Sparkle to go to supposedly that far of a limit is utterly amazing. But, honestly, when I saw that transformation, a couple things came to mind. Yet again, Cronenberg's The Fly. But if you ever watch any of the old, like, Lon Chaney movies, Phantom of the Opera, Hunchback of Notre Dame. All this stuff was what made this movie really disgustingly intense. Is all this shit is practical. So yeah, so the not I mean the final monster eventually becomes, you know, an amoebus glump of anything, but that core version of her, I don't want to use monster, is so influenced by, you know, Dick Smith. I'm just going to flat out say it because he did some of the first bladder based special effects, and this film is almost entirely, if not entirely, practical effects.
Yo, she gave birth of a tit out of her eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Awesome.
This boob in the eyeball seems to be something that's like pulling you back.
and by the way, there was a lot of full frontal nudity of Demi Moore and I forgot her name, blanking.
Oh, Qualley,
yeah,
her last name. They were both amazing in this film.
Yeah, they were.
And I honestly, I think I understand why Demi got a lot more publicity, but it was a very interesting doppelganger study that I think without either of those two, it would not have been as good.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. You are absolutely right about that. And I did like the back and forth, how they kept going between both lives. And then, as you would assume, the more glorious, younger, beautiful life, I guess you would say, it's going to start stealing some time. It's bound to happen. That's going to be the one to fuck up first. Like, listen.
Follow directions, man. That's all you had to do is just keep following the directions.
Yeah, but I mean...
And connect your mind. Well, you are one. You are one. They count each other separate, and that's what fucked everything up.
How many great horror films or horror concepts are based on the idea of something's put in front of you with very distinct directions, but if you do this, and we're like making sure you understand, it's a wonderful trope that is
they even had a call
very common in horror films, but it shows how easily, how easily that other was desired, and you know, just how easily the other version of just horrible human being.
They even had she even fucking had a call center. She called, like, what's it called when you go complain about a product?
That was okay. So so there was she's approached. Okay, so we haven't even touched upon this, because apparently there is at least 2 people, maybe 3, 4, that are confirmed in the film who are also taking part in whatever this damn thing is. And, well, it's like one of those, like, pyramid schemes. I don't know, tell a friend of a friend, but, you know, she's given this stick by an orderly at a hospital after literally walking away spotless from a horrible crash. She watches it. She's like, it's absurd. And then things start going really badly. And then, ooh, I'm going to call. Well, even at that time period, if they didn't ask for a credit card, we would have hung up. But no. Okay, be here at this time. And then getting it was like this, like, Scientology meets, like, Tupperware thing. I don't know, but I really dug it.
There was actually, I forgot where it was, but there was a situation like that in real life where people would get this, like, either email or a little coin or something, and then it'd be like you're doing like a geo tracking hunt, you know what I mean? But then it would lead you to this, and then eventually you ended up at a certain facility or whatnot, and they were testing you, and this whole thing ended up spiraling and turning into like this cult like thing, and the whole actual intent of it was like to sell merch or something.
Yeah.
And then to your point earlier, you made the point that basically, well, what I got from it was it shows just how making those choices in society, just because you have free will, doesn't mean that you're always making the right choice, even though it seems like, oh, I just make this choice and I'll be okay. It'll be all right. It'll be fine. Mm-hmm. No one else to blame but you, though, because we gave you options. You could have done it or not. Just good movie.
How do you like about the how the second one came to be? The fucking back splitting open?
Yeah, shit's crazy. Like I said, the gore of the movie was done well. I like that it wasn't the main focus. I like that it wasn't so overly done that every time it was on screen, it was like the most over the top, aimed for, swung for the fences, grotesque thing. It was part of the process. You know it's going to happen again and you're waiting for it. But again, the main driving focus here is all those underlining tones of psychology and mental health and people's own self-perception and all of these different things. And, you know, what are people willing to do for the things that they want? Or if they could have an opportunity, would they take it? And there's just so many nuances and undertones to it that's what makes this a good movie for me.
I like that.
I like when Sue was smashing Elizabeth's face into the mirror, just cracking her skull open and shit. I was like, damn. I was like, this is fucking great.
She was whooping her
teeth
ass.
Falling out. Mm-hmm. Every movie I see her teeth fall out, I'm like, fuck. Because they're like, then they just grab the other one and just yank it and pull it out. I'm like, damn. I'm like, relax.
My wife pretty much had that same. She was like, that just one of those things she's not a big fan of in movies, I'll say.
Nails are mine.
Oh, the fingernails is wild too.
Yeah, that was.
I've seen that a lot in mafia movies, though. I got used to it.
But no, it's more that fingernails falling off is always. It seems like it's always depicted close to death. So yeah, that particular one is always giving me if done well, the heebie-jeebies, and this one did, because there's only one nail, and it did it at a very inopportune time. I was expecting it, and then it didn't do it, and bam.
At some point in this movie, Elizabeth ended up getting my knees. She had to unlock that shit.
Was hard. Oh my goodness, that's beyond rheumatoid. Well, real quick, before we get talking about other things, I want to point out Coralie Fargeat, who was the writer and director of this film. She did another film a couple years back called Revenge, which was a envisioning of the traditional female revenge film. Very good, but this is a movie. It's very important. It's very important to talk about, but it's also a little weird to talk about it without female voices, because this is a film that, as I said, I can talk about how, horrible at the core this person is, but it's how horrible at the core this person is created by what society wants, what advertising wants, what the patriarchy wants, what, Dennis Quaid as Harvey Fierstein, wants. So it's just frightening that, Elizabeth Sparkle's inner self could have been pushed so far by that, I mean, she didn't even get a chance. I can't even say she was Deborah Wingard. But basically that concept, that's intense, deep stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, would if you could rewind, if you tried to put yourself in that situation for a, actress of whatever age but like between 45, 50, I don't know. Put yourself in that place and think, is this kind of like, even kind of harks back to like Sunset Boulevard and shit. But, if you had the perfect life and you could redo it again, would the person that your life made you fuck you over?
Yes.
And that's frightening. And that's frightening that, this is a person who didn't walk out with those ideas in their head. That hit them at a certain age in which they felt that, at least for what they did, society has thrown them away, which is truly disgusting. But it shows how far a person will go to keep popularity, to keep power, to keep an image. And, that was a very depressing part of the film. But it's just, this is, yet again, I have to say that I do feel that this film truly lived up to the hype and really helped to kind of open a new wave of horror, with also Sinners being right there behind it. I mean, yeah.
Hey, Trev, with the last thing you said being about how disgusting that is, I think the whole lesson in it is to realize, to be happy with what you did experience, with that point you're at now, and that you were able to realize what that type of person would have been and could have continued to be had you not adapted, changed, and evolved to now being the new entity and person that you are. So although that was the case, now you take that and you go, okay, even though X, Y, and Z happened, even though I wish I could do this, that, and the third, I'm still good with the point that it happened, because now I'm here and now we're going forward.
True. Yeah. Well, I mean, that brings this whole, pass from person to person, maybe this is meant to be a utopian thing. Somebody is working on something that truly would make mankind better, and people could, do these things, and they figure these things out. If you look at it that way, which is totally screwed up, but look at it that way, and God, we're willing to do such horrible things to ourselves. And, if it was meant as a humanitarian thing to a small group of people, wow, humans failed that basic thing. And I'm neurodivergent, and I could have even followed those damn directions. Humans are so at the core, I think this is saying, that there's no way human greed could ever just let things be the way they are.
It's all a choice.
Yep.
When you catch yourself being greedy, you stop yourself and take the other path, the other option. Nobody else to blame but yourself. The options are there, information's there.
Well, I can't say there's nobody
making a choice.
Blame but themselves or herself, because that's also another thing. How did she get there? But it's also making a straight-on reference to human beings.
Absolutely. Yep. Literally the human condition. Yep. All the fallacies and flaws.
Which makes great body horror, because body horror is also spans beyond gender, too. That's, one of its, really interesting, elements. Yeah. Of course, has been used massively in films.
A part I got confused.
That's why we like these, because we can relate to them on some level.
Yeah. The part I got confused at, though, is when she did the final call and they're like, "Are you sure you want to end it?" She pumped that body with that fucking termination stuff, and I'm like, "How the fuck is she coming back to life?" I thought that shit. I thought she was gonna melt.
Okay, yeah, you got a definite point there, because actually I was watching it remotely with my partner Hannah, and she brought up about, because she was a little head, was about, she almost killed Elizabeth. She got like all these weird like kung fu-esque Matrix. I don't know where that came. I have to agree with her. I don't know where that came in the story.
It made me laugh.
I do feel that, she did learn that, just because there isn't an expiration date when it says throw the damn thing out.
Mm-hmm. It says only one time only for a reason.
Well, yeah. And even says dispose of. It's crazy. Yeah. This stuff does not have a great shelf life. It's And then again, if you really want to like push it, really far out, there is kind of an element to, the box. It's Pandora's box, but you can go from Pandora's box to the box in the mail to the Hellraiser box. There's that. It's that. There's something there. It's promising us something that we probably know at the core is BS, but our desperation to have what we don't have anymore or to take it from somebody else is enough that we'll stick our hand in that box.
Yeah.
Oh, that scene with the food, Chad? That shit was insane. Where she was cooking all that food and she just sits there and eats it all. And she's like, and she got mad the next day and sued this. She's like, what? She just started freaking out. She's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're just fucking.
It was a good payback to her though, because again, she was at the part now where I feel she still wanted to see that younger life, but she was getting more and more comfortable with who she was. But the younger half of her, the younger part of her, kept fucking up. It was just like, all right, they started with the party. I only need a few hours. And you see what happened with that, and I'm just like, this is where shit's about to like start taking a turn for her, because all it takes is that one little inkling of greed, that one little extra second of something that you should not do, and she did, but she did a few fucking hours. She was just like, fuck this. I'm going crazy.
Coming in with the jars and taking as much whatever spinal fluid. There's some Lovecraftian references there. Yeah.
It was also the green stuff reminded me of
we're our own worst enemy. We know how to defeat ourselves.
It was not only Reanimator, Trevor, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Bingo. Yeah.
I was thinking of both of those, like Reanimator and Turtles.
This film's like, I mean, it is a wonderful film, and it is a film that you definitely should see to watch as a serious film. But man, if you are a film lover, like, I'm excited to revisit this film just to pick out more references to really like in-depth body horror stuff.
Nice. Yeah, I'm glad I finally watched this movie. I'm really happy I finally watched this movie. And I'll also say I'm happy I watched this and sat down and had a conversation, like having a podcast versus doing like a solo type of deal with this, because this is one of those that I feel I would say you do have to be a fan of body horror, and you shouldn't and I'll say gore shouldn't bother you, or you should be okay with gore watching this movie, and body horror you got to be okay with to really kind of get into this film, or else it's not going to be for you. But oh my goodness, man, it makes me want to go down like a little rabbit hole of some body horror films now.
You're not going to get the Sound of Music, so you're thinking that walking into this film, I'm sorry, it would greatly disappoint you.
Yeah, if you're looking for the Sound of Music and you're turning this on, you're going to be in for a big surprise. It is 2 hours and 22 minutes, so it might fool you with the length. But other than that, you're going to be in for a big surprise.
The hills are alive with sound of...
Yeah. I will say the sound design behind the movie helped intensify moments and stuff like that. Like, they did a great job with all of that. Like, these are all the points that help make this movie a great, solid movie. Not a 10, but man, man, they hit boxes.
I mean, shit. The cinematography in this movie was awesome.
Oh yes,
with everything they shot, including when she, she had the shunt. We'll call it when she was shunting, so to speak. The cinematography for that, and then when it's like showing the crowd, like showing her and showing the crowd as she's coming up. I'm like, it's making me think of a little bit Scary Movie or Scream, where the girl's going up to perform and she sees the dude in the background that's killing or whatever. Not that, but just how they showed like the light shining on her and then her coming up and stuff. Just that part alone. And then just like the crowd the whole time just sitting there just watching this whole thing transpire until the blood happens. And then they decide to get up and run.
No, the mother and the daughter still stayed there.
Well, besides, I mean,
They got drenched.
And what were children doing there with all them titties out?
That's what, for one, they said this is a New Year's Eve thing. I was thinking about the ball dropping where the celebrities are talking outside and everything. I seen these, I don't know what you want to call them. The girls with the feathers.
They don't see it.
Wouldn't that be? Well, no, they did say major network, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay, they did say major network. Okay.
I was confused on that part too. I was like, wait a minute. I was like, why are these all titties hanging out here? I was like, what's going on here?
I wasn't complaining, but it's just like, this probably shouldn't be around these kids. And I'm going to tell you right now, listen.
Yeah, play on.
If you guys are going to be showing titties when the ball drops or whatever, I might actually watch. I'm just throwing that out there. New Year's has been boring and the same for my whole fucking life. And I'm sure it's been the same before in my life, just a boring ass ball dropping. Other places do it better. Show some titties. That's all I'm saying. Do something better. Step up.
There you go.
I actually hate to interrupt, but I'm going to bring it back to what you brought up, Sturdy, which was the cinematography, and that this movie is really fun with that. Unfortunately, I can't remember names, but definitely the cinematographer for Kubrick's The Shining. There's a lot of influence there. A lot of influence in some of the cinematographers that Dario Argento has worked with. It has this amazingly sterile quality to films like Antiviral and stuff like that. And it did a really beautiful job of, I love what I like to call the long pull away. So like something's here and then slow like that. I love that, especially when it's done with walls or barriers. And the cinematographer did it, and they did it, and it didn't seem cliched. So yeah. And unfortunately, I can't remember the cinematographer on this film, so I apologize to them.
What were some of your favorite parts of this movie, Gamer? Because I know you said you've seen this before with the girl, and you did mention, like, when this popped up on the wheel, you were actually excited for this shit. You were talking about you're watching with your lady.
Yeah, like 2 months ago, like I said, it was just a random pick. We were bored one night, and we were just like, "What do you want to watch? Anything." I just picked. She was like, "What's the substance?" Don't know. Hit it. Watched it. Again, at first you're like, what is this about to be? You can kind of see where it's going, and then next thing you know, it just gets crazy. The whole horror element comes out of it, the secretive part of it, the randomness of that, and everything, and then like you start to pick apart all the choices and decisions and actions, and you're like, damn, how quickly it can just go. I had a great time with it. I think it's a good watch for a lot of people. I don't like horror or gore at all. Like, I don't like overly gore stuff. I can't watch intestines flying everywhere all the time. Blood is okay, but to watch eyeballs and intestines and it be up close watching the most heinous things of what we are possible of doing, like, it gets to me. So I'm good about that. But this doesn't do that. This is it shows you a weird dynamic in a weird fantasy situation. Well, what we hope would be weird. We don't know. It's 2026. Technology's funny. But that's why I watch certain things like this is just to kind of just shake my head and kind of realize certain things and try to remind myself just keep being a good person.
This has a lot of like the scenes where you can have multiple conversations just about one scene, then talk about another scene, because it's so much going on with this story that worked so well. It's like you said, there's a lot of gore, but the most gore out of it, I thought you were going to hate, Chris, is actually when she's on the stage spitting and the blood's going like a fire hose, just spraying the audience. It's just going, keep spraying and spraying. I was like, oh shit, Chris is not going like this. That's a lot of blood.
For effects, it's one thing. Like, come on, I like Nightmare on Elm Street. The bed scene with Johnny Depp, it's one of the most iconic scenes of blood use ever. I mean, it was like 30 gallons or some shit, or some crazy astronomical number. Like, it's fine, you know what I mean? I just don't like the grotesque, like, butchering type deal. The most, you know what I mean? The most violence that a human can think of and can do, we've seen in the real world also. It's like, I don't want to keep seeing it.
I'll give one. I don't have one for you, gamer, because of what you just said. But Trevor and James, you guys will both know what I'm saying when I say this movie.
Okay,
he wouldn't do so well with Baskin.
No,
that was some shit in that movie.
No. There was some Centipede. I could barely do Midnight Meat Train, but I did like it. I did enjoy it.
Very good film. Very good
film. What's the opera? The
Argento's opera.
No. Fuck! It's a horror opera that it was recent. Paris Hilton was in like 2005.
Genetic.
Repo.
Yeah, the Genetic opera.
Yes.
Like, my daughter will be thrilled now too. There is somebody else who has seen Repo the Genetic Opera.
Oh yeah,
I saw it and she saw it and she like introduces it to everybody, and I think it's wonderful. So yes, there are it has that dark, humorous quality.
I've gone through phases of my life. I'm just at a new phase in my life where there's certain things I just don't want to constantly be feeding myself. That's all.
I get it.
Hey, it makes sense, man. It's not for it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
I like how they do the effects. That's why I like it so much. I like how they do it. I'm like, how did they make that? How are they holding guts in your hand and shit?
He said about the work that goes into it or whatnot. You know what I mean? The details, Savini's legacy with prosthetics and stuff like that. It's artwork. It's mastercraft. It's craftsmanship. It's somebody dedicating their time and their life and their experience to making something. I will never shoot that down. But again, it's not that I want to constantly keep throwing it into my digestive tract. That's all.
No, I get that. And I guess for me, I love it. I don't mind it at all. I really do enjoy it, especially when it's as long as it makes sense in the film. You know what I mean? Like this, it made sense. I mean, even with the overly gory things, if it's like a slasher film or like a really horrific, violent film, I get it. But if it's just there to be, it still doesn't bother me if it's there to be there. It just doesn't feel as good or as pure or whatever you want to call it. Like this movie with the bloody hallway, that was pretty dope. Yep. One thing earlier, I know you mentioned The Shining, Trevor, the rug in this hallway, paying homage to The Shining. I loved that. I was like, this, yes. Just yes. Just give me a bunch of yeses for this film. Just give me a bunch of yeses.
How long is this fucking hallway, by the way? Jesus Christ.
Yeah. We've all seen movies where it being overly done either takes away from the film or that's the only reason that the film was notable and you're discussing it. Not that it was good, but that's really the only thing. Like, there's so many other ways to keep your baby alive with, quality writing, good tasteful choices when you use the gore and the blood and the this and the that, as long as it helps keep the story going. Yeah.
I mean, you can say it was about anything in a movie, but I do agree with that.
Absolutely.
And I do enjoy my gore, just like I love titties in movies, but it's not necessary in everything anymore. It really isn't. Like this one, it made sense. It made sense because it's a body horror film. It's about a model, that's trying to have her youth and that past life she had, and maybe even more iconic than what she was, but also has to live with the reality of where she is and who she is, and just like her younger self. You have to live with that reality too. Like, again, we asked this question earlier in the episode. We could ask it again. Do you trust your younger self wherever let's just say your most fit self? Because again, it's always physical. It's never mental. Not where you were mentally, but where you were physically fit, the best you were physically. Yep. Do you trust that self and that mindset of that self to be like, all right, I can only be in this body for a week. Then I gotta go back to being that dude over there, that miserable bastard over there. How long before you crack it? It's like, I need one more minute. I need one more hour. I need one more day. Well, you know what I mean? Like that's a lot. That is a fuck ton. And on top of that, I feel like in the beginning, because she knows she has to go back to her other body. And I like how in the beginning, when she first changed, she was kind of having like that outer body experience where she was like still her older self, mentally, physically, she was her new self and kind of just getting used to it, and then you look over and you see the body on the ground. You're just like,
you're supposed to keep the mind one.
And,
shit.
when me and my lady were watching it, that's the first thing that I was saying. I was like, damn. My question is even though now I'm this younger self, do we share the same mind? Does she know the experiences and things that I've gone through? Does she have the knowledge I have? Because if that's the case, then I think I can trust my younger self because of all the extra shit that's up there that you didn't even have to go through and endure nothing for, but now you know how to make a better choice. I think I could. But then at the same time, you go, oh, wait, the minds aren't linked. They're separated. You got to figure out how to link the minds. That's when it becomes hairy. That's when it's like, fuck, it's running on its own. I have no control of it, but I got to figure out how to get it to link to me so that there is some remnants of control and understanding. That's what made it.
You got directions, but you didn't get anything that told you exactly what was going to happen.
Very true. Very, very true.
So, I mean,
and I guess in a sense, the direction. I mean, you didn't get directions. You definitely didn't get what was going to happen.
Well, I guess it's a bit far fetched. Somebody who was given that
opportunity
chance if it would actually do it. So yeah, it is. There's a far-fetchedness to this film that's actually very important to it.
Definitely.
But you know,
and I would say, quick, what were you gonna say, Sturdy?
I'm sorry.
So, no, you're good. So, like, she was told that it's not you and her, you are one. Right once she split up, it was her, her, me, her, and I'm like, right there, which I'm sure it would be a thing with damn near anybody. Maybe I'd say anybody that's relevant besides maybe like 3 people.
So the people that put the boxes out and gave it to the people, if they really wanted a good success for this, they needed one more step to the process. And that was to educate the new person that just came out the same way you warned the previous person, to make sure they understood the consequences of, and all these different things. Even though you didn't tell them exactly what would happen, you told them some bad shit could happen. They have a warning. They have to make a choice. Now the new person comes out, you give them that same information and let them know you can no longer exist if you fuck this up, meaning you gotta make sure y'all are one. If they would have left a care package for that new person that comes out to open and get that information, the likelihood goes up of them going, damn, their survival means my survival. I have to work with this.
Nobody gonna tell me not to feed my mogwai after midnight.
You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
That adolescence comes in because you let them out into the wild, but you didn't give them that one piece of information, that one little detail that makes all the difference.
And what happens?
Who still listens? Like, it's just because there's a lot. I'm not saying none of them listen, but there's always that, because there's this mindset without even doing this whole 2 body splits, whatever you want to call it, of that's not going to happen to me until it happens. Can't hear you, Gamer.
Realize the stove is hot.
That's true. Oh, that stove got hot in this movie too. She was like, "Oh shit, you got my finger looking like I'm 97 years old. I'm gonna show you, bitch. I'm gonna start cooking and eating everything, everything."
What did that affect? Except for she had that hallucination where the chicken leg came out of her body.
That wasn't a hallucination. I don't think it was a hallucination. And then because it was making her put on weight.
Oh, okay.
She didn't want to put on weight at all. Just what she was, and to kind of stay physically.
It's a total separate body. She shouldn't gain weight.
Well, she's resentfully doing this stuff, even though she knows that it's not going to, in the long run, affect her doppelganger. Her doppelganger is, and it is said during the promo she watches on television, her better self.
The better self is like, now the better self is mad that you're not taking care of yourself and
because I'm what you want anyway, and I'm living life so much better than you are, and it's just and the greed of it's also it's like a drug you take, but you only take it once, because
But it's the worst type of battle because it's yourself.
Exactly. So you've taken this drug.
You know every button to push.
Yeah, but you get a care package that basically is like your works plus, and if you do this correctly, we will keep you both happy and but you mess this up and well, sorry, it's dead DOA. There was none of that. It wasn't like in bold letters, the bottom of the box. Please do not.
Now, Trevor, me and you were talking earlier today, and you were mentioning some music attached to this film. You want to bring that up for us or discuss that?
Oh, this movie also got a bit of attention for its score, which ranges from like minimalist club music to like extreme intense bang 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 industrial and everything in between, but this is a score that if you removed the score by this gentleman out of Sussex named Rafferty, the film would not have the power that it does. And I think that Coralie, the director, did a beautiful job using this score by Rafferty with her use of silence. And yet again, we brought up practical. You brought up the Foley work. This is also an element of filmmaking that's done by real people. So Rafferty, he's been around for a couple years. He's on Ninja Tune Records. He released one album. Let's see here. I get the right name here. Called Sleep of Reason. Listen to part of it. Really good, dark yet very minimalist. He then started doing films. He's scored at least 5 other films. And this week, he actually released an EP that I would say is best. It's like minimalist wax tracks in.
Oh, I think he froze.
No.
Industrial mix, really chill, and it's really good, and it has some really cool tasteful dynamics. But the new stuff, which I also really enjoyed, pulls almost from like a Murbaus level of noise. Noise artists out of Japan that if you ever make a noise music reference joke, just say Murbaus. Okay, you don't want to listen to him or his about 150 album discography of noise. Even I can't get behind the Murbaus. Okay, so that was off to wherever. So
nice. And then James.
Yes.
I'll let you go first with this one, which I'll talk to you about. Go ahead. What movies did you watch this week, James? Because you were posting some stuff.
Today I watched 3 movies total. This one, I watched I Am Lisa. And I see the other one is called. Where are you?
And where can we watch I Am Lisa?
Strange Frequencies of Taiwan Killer Hospital.
Oh, I've heard that one before.
So I Am Lisa, it's on Prime.
Nice.
And the other one is on Netflix.
Nice. So I watched 4 movies, which I'm going to pull them up in a second. But I watched 4 movies this week, not including this film. And so I'm just going to pull this up really quick. Sturdy's weekly.
Oh, I see Mother of Flies too. Yep.
And actually, I started off with Mother of Flies.
How was that?
It was decent. I'll say for me it was decent. It wasn't a bad film. It was folklore. There's a witch in it. It's definitely worth a one-time watch. Definitely worth a one-time watch. Which you can watch it over on Shudder.
It's a little weird, not too much weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. And then after that, I watched this movie called The Elixir, which you can watch that over on Netflix. Similar to this in a sense, but instead of like body horror, it's zombies. But like as far as like the beauty aspect of it and the youth aspect of it, you pull that from it, and then there's zombies. And it's a foreign film, but I recommend it. Had a good time with it. Had a really, really, really good time with it. Actually, it was fun. But it did run. It did run a little longer than I felt like it should have. I will say that it did run longer than I felt like it should have. Winter Island. This movie right here was, besides the substance, this movie right here, Winter Island, was probably my movie of the week. Which I'm going to be doing a video for all four of these movies tomorrow, so I'm not going to give you guys my ratings. But I really, really enjoyed this film. Grief, tragedy. It starts off with a family member in this movie that takes their own life. And from there, it just goes... Like the way that each person in this household grieves, the way that these three family members grieve, and what they go throughout this film, you're just like, holy shit! And how did it get there? Okay. And then I watched this other movie right here, The Haunting of Cottonwood. I watched that movie earlier today. Wasn't really a fan of it. It was like a typical ghost horror film. Acting was not that. The acting was bad. The acting was terrible. So out of all these movies here, I will say Winter Island is definitely worth the late fees. Cottonwood, you bring that shit right back. Like, you rent that movie, you bring that shit right once you're done watching it. You just bring that shit back. And if you have to, if the if the video store is closed, you just drop it in that slot. Like, listen, that return box slot, drop it in that slot because you don't want to see that again. The other two, I wouldn't say they're worth the late fees, but they're worth the return on time. But Winter Island is worth the late fees. That movie was just that good, and it was over on Tubi.
I'll have to check it out.
In my opinion.
What up,
Troy? How's it going? How's it going, man? Appreciate you stopping in here. And I guess we can get to
the wheel.
Tune in the next week, which I just threw this together as we were doing the show. Don't worry. I will be working on some shit. Working on some graphics for this, but let's see what we're going to be getting into next Thursday. How's it going, though, Troy? How you doing?
Good.
Bumping them beats.
Happy to hear that, man.
What's
Happy
up,
to hear
Matt?
that.
How are you?
What's good, Matt?
What's up?
Sturdo Vision will be back again in March, guys. Sturdo Vision will be back again in March on Saturdays, 11 o'clock Eastern time, 11 p.m.
I like that time. My old ass likes that time.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Oh, how do we access that?
Walk.
I don't know if it's available yet. We got to find out.
Oh, we'll find out where it's at. Don't worry about that. But that's what we're going to be watching next week is The Long Walk, 2025 horror film. And can't wait to see it.
That's another style horror movie. How Mick explained it. I'm like,
yeah.
Damn. I'm like, I don't.
It goes into your Stephen King thing, too.
Some more Stephen King. Yeah. Yes. It's out on Blu-ray. All right, cool. It's probably on streaming and stuff too. I'm sure it is. We'll figure it out. But I mean, that was a good time tonight, gentlemen. That was a nice conversation about this movie. Everybody that's been in the comments throughout the show, I appreciate it. Everybody that's going to be in the comments after the show's over, after the live to rewatch, I appreciate it. Thank you all. And make sure you check out Fade Theory. Make sure you check out WorstDamnGamerEvr. Make sure you check out Ambassador Media. Make sure you check out Popcorn and Pints. Make sure you check out the Scene Snobs. Make sure you check out Horror Research 30. Be back here every Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
Troy Hill Talks. Go check him out as well. The Video Store Clerks. You got to go check them out. And let me show you guys what we're doing this Saturday on Popcorn and Pints. Bam. You guessed it. Good Boy and Coyotes at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And I got to tell you guys something important. Popcorn and Pints. This is our last Saturday at 9 o'clock.
our last Saturday at 9. We're jumping back to 8 o'clock, moving back. It's just I pod with a bunch of old people. They just cry and complain once it gets past like 9:01, 9:02. So we're gonna push it back an hour.
What did you say? Huh? What? What? Huh?
We're gonna push the show back an hour for popcorn and pints, and still give you a great time, great energy. And we have a lot of dope shit over there coming up. You know, we're doing the Stephen King thing. You know, we're doing the Nolan thing, and you know, we're doing Batman vs Superman, all the way up to Supergirl. So just be on the lookout for all that and much, much more. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you in your nightmares. Peace.